So, PUMA versus DeliveryMan. So PUMA is an old team which participated to a tournament 10 years ago. It's composed with Lade, which is a team leader made by Marathon. We've got Snake, made by Unfair Steel. We've got Promi, made by Promiscutive. And Dreadnought, made by Elivo. So you won't see Elivo playing because it plays only in 4v4, which is the setting for the next round. So regardless what is gonna happen against the Deliveryman, that AI won't play. And PUMA already participated to Davis Cup 6 and definitely did a good performance. If I'm right, it lost against Rage. But overall it's defeated pretty decent AIs. So PUMA is worthy to have in your list of AIs, definitely. And Ladies made so by Marathon, who has Thermopylae as a participant in Davis Cup 7. Oh, nice to see you, GamesGod. I didn't know that you were eventually coming, so you can be proud because GamesGod did a good job. The 1v1 was very scary, honestly, because it was just outplayed in the late game, but it managed to do pretty well in team games. And the 2v2 was really convincing, despite the fact that the survivor from Wartron was definitely hard to kill. Alright, so as I said, the games we are gonna watch is maybe the most interesting game in the Davis Cup 7. Thank you, Jordan, for having rated. Very appreciated. So Davis Cup 7 is a tournament with AIs, and we are at the stage of the qualification stage. We've got almost 260 AIs having participated, and the final stage will be with the well-known strong AIs, but at this point we are just going for the qualification stage. So here we go. DeliveryMan has a very specific strategy, as you will see, and it is known for being one of the most funny AIs to see. And I definitely like the way this AI scouts. You will understand why it's pretty important to scout pretty well for this AI specifically. Alright, he found the enemy TC. So PUMA Lade is an AI which loves to flush. It loves to go for range units, and it's pretty decent in late games. And PUMA is older than DeliveryMan. DeliveryMan was made in 2016, and PUMA Lade is 20 years old. So at that's yeah, it won't go for luring boars instead of DeliveryMan. Okay, DeliveryMan is, well, I missed it, but this is its strategy. It goes for a douche. So at this point we can say that it almost failed its douche because the distance is not the best. Let's have a look at the reaction from PUMA. At least it's pretty hard for a scripter to imagine what are going to be the strategies of the opponents. So it's pretty hard to deal with this kind of strategy. We've got a defensive tower, which is at a pretty good distance from the enemy TC. In fact, the TC won't be able to touch the tower. So it's interesting to see that we've got tower to defend the farms in case the enemy would attempt an attack on the economy. And well, at this stage, PUMA Lade to be kind of lost. How to deal with that tower so close? And it's interesting to notice that DeliveryMan managed to have the resources to keep training villagers. At least as a human we would expect the forest to be invested by DeliveryMan, at least for a lumber camp. But here it's not the case, so it makes the villagers run a lot. So what's the population for PUMA? 38 villagers, almost no military population. So at this point DeliveryMan is having a huge advantage, at least in the amount of villagers. But the tower is starting to be a real problem for DeliveryMan. And at least I think that it doesn't have fletching. It does have fletching, but it looks like it can't attack the tower. It might be like 1 till away. And PUMA is pretty far from researching Castle Age. DeliveryMan managed to develop its economy. At least we've got a few farms now, well protected by 3 towers. Let's increase the speed. It's really not too far from researching Castle Age at now. So close to start researching Castle Age, but at the same time it's so close to lose its TC. Alright, Castle Age researched. But the HP is decreased so fast. We've got some archers. Oh boys, oh boys. That's a shame. So at this point, DeliveryMan was so close to reach castle, and now it doesn't have any TC. Okay, one attempt here. Nope. Okay, another attempt. Unfortunately, once again, it's too far from the enemy's TC, but it gives it a try. And PUMA is not too far from researching Castle Age. It lost so many villagers, so many military population, but it keeps growing step by step. Alright, we've got the Castle Age researched for DeliveryMan. So what's gonna be the strategy now? Alright, one castle here. Pretty aggressive castle. A bit closer to the enemy's TC would have been even better, but let's say it's okay. So now PUMA is in a very bad shape. And the economy is fine. Never attacked. And DeliveryMan is investing a lot on the stone, maybe for a new castle. And PUMA try to keep booming. It's a 30C for PUMA. Alright. DeliveryMan is now researching Imperial Age. So from what I know, DeliveryMan can definitely train some unique units. So we should see some Mongo dice. So it picks Mongol as the main civilization. It's supposed to be able to play any AOC civilization, but the two best civilizations are Mongols and Spanish. From what the scripter having done this series says. Alright, so unfortunately there is a lake of wood. The second castle is not built. PUMA managed to be aggressive with rams. DeliveryMan is definitely an all-in AI. Let's see. Alright, so at this step the advantage is for PUMA. No more castles. We've got this GC, and after that we've got almost nothing for the DeliveryMan. And at this step, the civilian population and the population in general is now growing quite fast. Unfortunately, DeliveryMan will never come back. And here we go, PUMA gets the victory. So definitely this game was pretty funny, and it's kind of upset to think that DeliveryMan is already eliminated at the first round of the qualifications. Alright. Okay, so I assume that it almost killed 300 units just with the TC, and it just trained 6 military units. And PUMA did pretty well with its rams to defend. Many AIs would have just fallen against that strategy, but PUMA, despite the fact that it lost a lot of units, a lot of villagers in the early game, did defend quite well overall, and at least had a good reaction with those rams. Alright. Okay, so unfortunately, the 3v3 turned pretty bad for DeliveryMan because it never deleted its TC. It had a bug in 3v3, so PUMA just won the second game. It's a best of 3. So bye bye DeliveryMan, and good job PUMA. Who scripted this? He is aabattery, and if I'm right, it is the unique AI he did made, and definitely he did a good job.